Boom, boom. This is Ken. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Destiny Child up today. A lot to cover, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so Ragnarok is over. So you should see the icon gone. Okay. Now, if you took part in the the Ragnar mission and did the raid story, you'll know that the event ended on a cliffhanger. So this picks up where that left off on the second part. And we've got this narrative dungeon, the Devil's Formula. Now this is going to continue. I'm not going to show you that. Where this left off, okay, I've already completed, already went through it. I've already completed the hard mode as well too. So, but it's funny, but it brings the story to an ending. So you definitely want to take part in that. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. So we have new events up. So as you remember in the last one, we had a coconut tree event where you needed to get 350 coconut trees to get the 2019 and the 2020 choice box. They're continuing that into the second phase here with coconuts now. So if you go look at your mission pass, you will see that there's still a summer fiesta. Remember, the last summer fiesta was for acquiring the coconut trees. This is to acquire the coconuts. And same rewards at the end here. You get 2020 and 2019 spa and child choices. Okay, so definitely want to try to get 350 again. So it's out there. So just start jumping on it. It's of course going to go forward. It actually came out yesterday, so it was actually 28 days. Okay, so that is here. All right. So in tandem with the actual narrative dungeon, we've got a couple of new childs out. Okay, so if you go look into the summon, you will see the new childs. So these racing Zephyros and mascot Clotho, they are in the actual narrative dungeon. So if you do the narrative dungeon, you'll get familiarize yourself with these characters. Okay, so but there is a 1-for-1 pick for them, meaning you draw once you get it, it closes, and then there is of course multiple summons if you want to max limit break any of these characters. Not there. There's nothing OP about any of them. They're just new childs if you want to for the collection portion. So, but if you want to draw 4, you can. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look now inside of the actual narrative dungeon. Okay, up childs are of course Clotho, and if you take a look at her skill set, you'll see that she's defense plus 20 for dark type allies. So PvP option ability. So that's what you would use her for. She's not world boss or Ragnarok prevalent, and we've got the skill set for skill final blow plus 15 for dark allies, and PvP skill gauge charge speed negative 15 added for dark type allies. Okay, so again, PvP ramifications, but nothing in terms of raid or world boss. So it's not something that you that you need to focus on if you're running a little bit low on crystals, as I am. So let's take a look at what they offer. So those two are the up childs. Now it's important that you do this narrative dungeon, and let me show you why. Okay, narrative collection as always. 7th time you'll get a copy of Clotho. Okay, so first one, which I've already completed, is the high heels for DF1. Okay, DF1 suit, a DF1 sunglasses, then a 5-star Temple Soul Carta Prism, Soul Carta. 7th is of course Clotho, and then of course a Temple for the final one. And always you want to look in here, and as I've said on previous occasions, they do sometimes after the 8th, after you've closed out the 8th grid, they do sometimes offer some 5-star equipment in here. You of course want to look for fire crystals if there are any fire crystals. So you always want to look at that. If you do come across the screen with fire crystals, you want to make sure you get all of that before you actually go to the next grid. Okay, but in the first ones you want to go through as fast as you can to complete them. All right. The reason you want to complete this is simply because of the fact that if you complete it 4 times, you get 2 coconuts. Complete it 8 times, you get 3 more for a total of 5 extra coconuts. You will need those extra coconuts unless you're going to spend a bunch of crystals on the pools. Okay, so you've got to get 350. This thing's open for 27 days. All right, so the only this right here is what they're counting on. If you have a lot of crystals, you can do a lot of crystal summoning, and that's a way to invoke your actual coconut count. The key to this is finish this grid as fast as possible, because you start getting 5 coconuts every time you finish the grid after the 10th turn. So that's your key. Get through this as quick as possible. Make sure that you use the 300 stamina twice, so 600 stamina. Make sure you clear the 9th stage of the underground, and make sure you join the Devil Rumble 15 times, because you have to do it 3 times, and it's for 12 times actually. So 12 will get you the actual 4 that you need there. That combined with the mission that you get, that resets daily in the Ragna. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's enough. If you can get that daily, you should be able to get 350, especially once you start getting the reward of 5 coconuts after every turn. Okay, so it's just like it was previously, but there's another way to get coconuts as well. There is a mission down here, Lisa's limited time mission, and as you play the narrative dungeon, which you're going to play it 8 times to get the 5 coconuts, but if you continue playing it, you can get 60 times, 80 times, and you can get 5 coconuts each time. So this is a total of 50 that you can acquire right from here. Okay, so every way is going to count. Okay, so you definitely want to continue focusing on that. Try to do as many as you can. Crystal summoning, if you got a lot of crystals, maybe you can draw for that, but I'm not really using that. Since I can get Clotho inside of the narrative dungeon, she's the only one I'm going to be trying to summon. Since I'm not going to build any of these childs, I'm going to get them. They're 5 stars. I'll get them, take them to 50, and then I probably will not use them for anything else. I don't see the reason to. There's a lot of other dark childs out there that do stuff better. So I'm going to go for Zephyros. I'll probably do some pulls on her until I get her, but then I'm not going to do any more pulls. I can get Clotho, like I say, in the narrative dungeon on the 7th try, so I'm not going to worry about getting her, and I'm definitely not going to do multiple pulls for them, as they are PvP centric, and nothing that I really want to use for my PvP team. If you're a new player looking for a dark team, might be something you want to consider, but no, just going to hold off. So yeah, that's what all it is a continuation of the Ragna. Also, in the mission pass, we've of course got the limited time missions. These are both pay missions, so if you want to pay, you can get the childs immediately, along with some onyx and some nice presents. Limited summons, this is just in case you don't hit the 15, on the 15 draws, the 1-for-1. If you get unlucky, this guarantees that you will get it from these 2 right here. Training mission, same as always. Train them up, ignition them up. You can get some rewards for that inside of the training missions. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, this is the one you want to focus on, playing the narrative dungeon. Just seriously, guys, just set it up. What I do is I just set it up on my phone. Okay, I go into the last level on hard. Okay, last level right down here, and I just set this up and I just run it. Okay, just let it run. Set it for 50, 30, 40, 50 times, and let it run off to the side. And then when it's done, it's done. You'll get the rewards. You'll get the actual, that you want to use inside the shop to clear out the things. Also, you'll be using stamina, so it will help you achieve the stamina requirements that you need for the Momoa Paradise row here. This will be the stamina that you can use, so you should be able to easy. You need to get to 600, so just set up. It's set it up. It's 30 times, so just set up. 20 would be what you would need. Okay, that'll give you at 30 each. 10 will be 300, 600. So set it up to run 20 times, and you should be able to fill these in and get the 2 coconuts that you need for that. So and you just let it run off to the side. It's what you need to do to complete it and get through all of the grids, because you want to get through the grids as fast as possible, because they start offering the really good stuff after 8th. I've seen 5-star weapons, 5-star pieces of accessory, fire crystals, and all kinds of stuff in there, as well as possibly some good, some awesome childs in here as too. So it's really hit or miss what you get, but I don't really see anything noteworthy until after the 8th. you'll start to see an increase in the blood gems that you can get and all kinds of good stuff. But that's not until you start getting into the 9th, 10th, and 11th, 12th versions of the dungeon. And to get that, you really need to just let it run in the background. That's one of the reasons I save up all my stamina, is so that when these events come out, I can focus on running them a lot to get the required things. And since I'm not going to have the upchilds, I'm going to have to spend a little bit more time running it than normal. So I have enough stamina to do that. But yeah, so it's just a continuation, so it's really funny. Go ahead and read up on it in the narrative dungeon. Get to the hard mode, do the hard mode, and then focus on that last hard mode level, and that's what you should just farm. Okay, because that's going to give you the most of the reward. Just set it up to go auto. All right, so we got a new Devil's Pass. Devil's Pass is, as always, you will get a 5-star ticket upon completion. And if you want to purchase the seal removal, you will get another copy of Clotho. You will also get Clotho's Hot Spring outfit. And you will get Zephyros. This is a a costume version of Zephyros. Okay, so this is just the costume. So this is not what she's going to look like. But if you do purchase a seal, you will get this costume for her. A little bit more on the risque side, that is. All right, so that's what we've got up there. So it's called Devil Formula. Read it. It's just basically continuation. They're still on Amos Island. And as you know from the previous ending, it ended with a cliffhanger with Tawaz and the love potion. Juno got a love potion. So now they're both got love potions and they're in love with someone else. And this is the conclusion of that, how it plays out, and how Odysseus, the actual butler, is the one who steps in and saves the day, simply because he wants to continue being Tiwaz and Juno's butler, and he does not, he doesn't want that to end because he's extremely happy doing that. So he hatches this plan, and it goes off amazingly enough with perfection. Davy gets involved in a funny way, us, of course, were involved. On Tiwa's side, and so it's really funny. They did a really good job. They always, the devs just do an excellent job with writing. The creative director of this definitely needs multiple times of giving him kudos for how funny some of these stories actually are. So, but it pretty much ends here. We get a happy ending, and it is funny. So definitely want to take care of that. Like I say, the childs really aren't up to snuff in terms of wanting to build. Like Tiwaz was definitely something that you wanted to build. She's definitely definitely a child that you would want to build up, because she does have ramifications and can be used in raids and world boss events, and those are the childs that you really want to look forward to, as those are the ones that benefit you the most. These two do have some PvP capabilities, but again, there's just things that you can do that are a little bit better. But you definitely want to try to get one of each, simply for the collector. You get Clotho inside of the narrative dungeon, so you don't really have to worry about pulling a premium pick on her. However, Zephyros, the only way to really get her is through this draw right here, as she is not a reward for any of the actual events that are going plus. So if you want to get her, you're going to have to do some draws in here. And she got a pretty nice PvP skill set. It's not something you can use in raid and war bosses, but if you're having, a dark team, if you happen to be running a dark team, PvP team, which you probably shouldn't be, because while the dark team is, dark characters are fairly, decent in terms, whenever you have a light character in the raid or world boss, there are other characters that are much more prevalent for PvP teams that give you much more of a bang for your buck, such as Thisbe, Neptune, and Eve, Dana. I'm using Dana Mafdet, Eve, Thisbe, and Neptune for my PvP team at this point. You should definitely work on getting Neptune up, because Neptune is pretty much the go-to child right now. She's pretty much the best healer in the game, so you definitely want to be focusing on her. That's not my PvP team. This is my PvP team. Thisbe is pretty much the meta. You'll find that pretty much 90 to 95% of them have her as the leader, with the skill set that she offers. Dana, she's pretty much one of the best. You'll find pretty much 90% of the teams have her. Another 90% of the teams have Eve. So these four right here are pretty much staple meta currently for PvP. Um, this one is option. I'm just using MAFDET there. You could use MAFDET. You could use another light healer that is the one I'm going to be working on next is a light attacker, and that's going to be Bridal. Bridal Hilda, where's she at? So I've got her in here somewhere. She's my next focus. She does a ton of damage. There she is, right here. Pure Bride Hilda. She does a ton of damage as a light attacker. So she's going to be my next project and work there. And she might be able to replace MAFDET. But I've got MAFDET fully ignitioned, Eve fully ignitioned, and I'm now working on alternating between Neptune and Thisbe. I've got 2 on Dana. She's always the last. Even when I lose, which is not very often, she's still the last one to go. So she's definitely, not, survivability is not a thing for her. The barrier she offers allows me to go pretty deep. I can beat teams that are several thousand higher than me in power with that team. So it's definitely a good team, and that's what I've been using. And I usually end up pretty well when it comes to PvP. So, yeah, that's the main focus that you want to put for your PvP team. There's none of these newer characters that they've come out within the last few months are any meta PvP wise. They are excellent for just if you're looking here at Tiwa's just as an example. If you look at her skill set, okay, and raids, which means Ragna. So she's useful inside the Ragna break. If you're going up, in raid skill charge amount plus 20 for a dark top house. So if you're going up against the light boss, you of course want to put dark attackers in your team. So you're going to, skill gauge charge amount 15 for those dark allies. But then in a raid, those dark allies get a plus 20. Okay, so 35% increase, which is a big increase. So she does have, usefulness outside of the actual PvP. So she is a child that you might want to focus on if you do not have any other type of child that you can use that as a leader in your Dark Act House. There are a few others out there that they've actually released a bunch in the last couple of months. So there's really a lot of dark, that they've just introduced in the last few months. They came out with, let's see here. So we've got Artemis, Dark Attacker, the 5-star version of Artemis. Do not confuse with the 4-star version of Artemis. But in the last ones that they just came out with, they've got a lot of them. They've came out with Exorcist Arhat came out. Okay, Merkala came out. Ophois came out, and she's extremely useful. A lot of people used her in the last event. So Lupin came out as well. So they're introducing a lot of dark characters, because they've been focusing a lot on light bosses. So there's a lot of dark characters out there that you can focus on. These two, we've got actually. She is dark. And Clotho. What is Clotho? Clotho's not dark. I don't think she's dark. Let's take a look at her again inside of the Upchild here. She is actually dark as well too. She's a dark defender, while Zephyros is a dark attacker. So they're introducing a lot of dark childs out there. So, hopefully we'll switch over to another version, but yeah, they're entering a lot of dark. The last couple, the World Boss and Ragnar breaks have been light and dark versions, and they've been giving everybody a lot of dark attackers and dark defenders. If they didn't have, some of the newer players might not have any dark attackers from the beginning of the game. I already do, so it's not that big a deal for me. But this allows the newer players to sort of get a character and get started on building up something for for the future. So that's why you're seeing those. So yeah, so do the devil formula to get in there, knock that out. Make sure you're running a minimum of 8 times a day, so that you can get the coconuts that are needed for this event, because you definitely want to complete this event, because there is just nothing better than getting than this summer fiesta that they got going up. 2019. Okay, so you've got the select boxes. So this is any 2019 child. Okay, so you can get just about anything. So if you got anybody at 5, I think I still need one more Neptune. So that's what I'm shooting for in terms of that. There's also the spa costume. Last time I took the spa costume for Neptune, and then I took Neptune as a child. So I have several others in here that I'm interested in. So there's something to pick. Then once you get to 250, once you get to 300, you start getting into the newer stuff, and this is the 2020. So this is what you want to do for your Thisbe. I took Thisbe in the last one on the coconut trees. So, but there's several others that I'm interested in here. I'm interested in Tiamat as well. So, and then 2020 is of course the child, and this is where you'll be able to get a chance for Thisbe. Okay, and like I say, Thisbe's made a PvP, so definitely something you want to look at for her. Banshee's not too bad if you're not focusing on Thisbe, or if you don't have any copies for Thisbe. But yeah, so but they're 20. It's a select, so you get to choose what you want. They don't offer those very often. None of your 5-star tickets or your 5-star tickets that you get are selectors. They're just, you get a light, like if you get a 5-star light ticket, it's a 5-star child, but it's going to be light, but it could be any one of the light, and they've got a lot of light characters. So, but these are select, so you get to choose exactly what you want. So yeah, so this will be a good chance to fill out my PvP team. So I don't need Neptune, so I'll be going for somebody different. I do need 2 more Thisbes, so I'll definitely be taking Thisbe in terms of the 2020, but I'll have to do something different for the 2019. I'll scroll through all the childs that I have and see anything that's set up at 5, like maybe something, maybe Neo Dab or something like that, something in there that I need, because I've got several childs that are I need one more copy to fully limit break. So I'll find something that I can utilize in terms of that. So, but yeah, so get in there and knock it out. All right, and this is going to be Devil's Formula. It's going to be going on until, so it's 12 more days. So it came out yesterday, so a 14-day event. So it's going on for about 2 weeks as normal. So that should give you plenty of time to complete the narrative collection, and keep an eye on those coconuts, okay? Because that's the real goal of this event, is for the next month, is to really, next 28 days, focus on getting those coconuts, because that's where the real value from this event and the previous event we're at inside the Mission Pass, okay? And keep an eye on the premium attendance today. If you've been following it from the beginning, you got an Imp Attack Core, 99 pieces, which makes it enough to make a core. So you've got to be focusing on this. If you haven't, get in there and do it. I mean, it's just great. Onyx, all types of cores. This is a chance, in the end you get at the end you get a core, like another amp core. So this is you're going to need these if you want to get those core material, ignition core material. It costs crystals. So, but this, again, we're giving it to you for free here. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. All right, so this is thanks a lot for watching the video. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see the bell. If you click on the bell, you get notified each time I do drop a video. Also, remember to like and share the videos. It does help the channel immensely. This is Skinner coming at you from the corner, signing out.